Hello, Nanny Sharon here. So, I mentioned on the thumbnail that I was going to talk about you move to a new town, beautiful dream home, but now you have a dog and a cat and a bird, and you're like, holy smokes, how am I going to find a vet, a pet sitter, and a dog walker? That's a lot to find all at once. Starting over is difficult sometimes. There's so many new things that you have to navigate, but I do want to help you prevent you from making a mistake. So, what would be the first thing? And I did a little extra research for you and for myself and for everybody else. And if you move to a new town, the first thing you can do is download an app off a Play Store. Now, Play Store's in Google. Google has apps on your phone. Well, if you don't have a phone, then Google, you can go to your laptop, type in Next Door, and download that app. And then there's a small membership fee, but it's called Vetted, and you're verified. Verified and vetted is very good. You need that. So once you're verified and vetted, you can join the group in your counties, in your town. There's counties Indian River, and then I happen to be in Sebastian Vero Beach. So you can put in Vero Beach, and you can type in new to the area. I want the best um, veterinarian in the area that's vetted, and can anyone give me recommendations? So you can do that, and that's local people that are happy. You're going to hear some happy, some not happy with them. You have to just narrow it down. You're going to have a lot of choices. When you move to new towns, you have 10 or 15 different vets to pick from. If you make a mistake with your vet, it's life and death. So you really need to get these things really down. So Next Door is your first option. Your second option is down here in Vero and in Sebastian on this East Coast. It's called the Treasure Coast. The Spanish came over here with a lot of ships, and they didn't know there was a lot of reefs and a lot of rocks, and they see a lot of shipwrecks. So there's a lot of treasure along the Treasure Coast. It's blue, it's beautiful. But we have these beaches. They're called dog beaches, pretty much dog beaches, where all the dogs, 10, 15, 20 of them come. And who comes to the dog beaches? Other pet sitters, people with dogs every day. Like there's little coffee clutches where they all come and they play. So you can turn around and you can meet people there and say, hey, you know, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the vet. I'm looking for the groomer. I'm looking for the pet nanny. Are you a pet nanny? Oh, great. What are your prices? And what is your information and what is your background? So I'm vetted. I'm with Pet Sitters International. And there is a site called Pet Sitters International. I don't go with Rover. Not happy with that. I'd rather you go with Next Door. And it is an app. It's not involved with Facebook. Now, let's chat about Facebook real quick. People tell me all the time, Sharon, you're trying to build a business. Why don't you just go on Facebook? I said, well, first off, I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, 15, volunteering first and then getting into the real serious business with, you know, I'm vetted. To go on there and there's somebody just posting up in your town. They also have, Vero Beach, you know, natives or something. You could, they hop on there and they put, I'm going away this weekend. Who will help me with my dogs? I only need one visit a day. Well, 80 people pop on. Yeah, because it's your neighbor's kid that won't leave the basement. It's your felon down the street that just got a Sing Sing for doing 10 to 20 for homicide. It's also random people that you know nothing about. Now, if you want to take a risk with that, you can do that. You do you. So the next thing is neighbors. Your next door neighbors are walking up and down the street all the time with dogs. Just time it right where you see one lady walking every day. People get into routines. I know I do. So you see her walking every day, this nice dog up and down, but don't, approach anybody that doesn't have a in control dog. So, and you say, hi, I'm new to the neighborhood. I just bought the house. And then you chat it up a little bit. And then you say, I was wondering, I'm, new and I'm going to have to find a new sitter, a new veterinarian, and a new dog groomer. How am I going to find that here? Do you know anybody that's really good? and say you really need really good, and they will answer you. So that's 3 right off the bat. And then also type in Pet Sitters International on the Google. They're verified, they're insured, they have a history, they have a background, and they have real references. You want to look for references. I have references. I give phone numbers of people that I sat for so they can call them up and say, is Sharon any good? Is she crazy? And so they call them and they verify. And actually, the people even later, they run into me and they say, oh, Sharon, yeah, that person called. Did you get that job? And I would be like, yeah, I got that job. Cool. Thank you. So verified through experience that they've had already. You need some kind of doggy contract. And I agree to give up videos. So when I show up for pet sitting jobs, if it's not a sleepover and it's just stop in job, I send a video every time I show up. A real-time video so they don't have to worry. I was in Africa and I had someone watching mine. It was my friend, close friend. So you can get friends and family, but friends and family don't always have time. So you want to be careful with that. So my friend took care of my birds. I have 2 parrots and 2 little cockatiels at the time. And they sent me pictures while I was in Africa. I was so worried. And you worry anyway. There's no way you're not going to worry. But if you see a picture, you're like, oh, I can have a good day, so I don't have to worry. It's like your kids. So those are the ways that you can get through the mess of having to make mistakes. Remember, when you make mistakes with when you make a mistake with your animal's life, you lose your animal's life. And as far as trainers or anything, I don't recommend trainers anymore. I don't think it's interesting to make your dog sit, stay, or be subservient to you. Why do they have to be subservient? They can, if it comes to the door, there should be a wait and process. They shouldn't be darting out the door. There should be manners. I believe in manners. So when we go forward, I'm going to talk about manners. I'm going to talk about stealing, food off counters. That's not acceptable. That's called counter surfing. So counter surfing, dashing out the door, running away, any of those things, that's not training. That's bonding with your dog from day one, and they listen because they love you. So we're going to go forward with this, and I still got to cover the 5 senses of the dogs that I do want to go over. I'm already through 2. I'm through the hearing, I believe, and the sight. So we're gonna go and dive in there before we get into real meat and potatoes on this page. So have a great day, and that's it for today.